Over to the People's Court. Ross Greenwood, you're taking on someone who knows how to deal with numbers and sport as well.
Yeah, well, I reckon he'll be able to score at this because he should be OK at numbers. The Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, not only is our federal Treasurer, but also in his past has been something of, well, hoped for, or would be, tennis professional. He's with me now. Josh, just first up, let's go to the economy, all that type of thing. The Prime Minister here last week said there were economic headwinds. Does this mean that your ability to get the budget back into surplus, you'll have a budget in April, of course, is that diminished by those economic headwinds the Prime Minister's talking about?
Well, we will be delivering the first budget surplus in over a decade on April the 2nd. We've seen a record number of women in the workforce. We've seen a record number of young people get a job over the past year, and so the fundamentals of the economy are strong, and that's enabled us, Ross, to spend record amounts on education and health. But the Prime Minister's right. We are seeing globally China slow down from its previous highs. Europe's been gripped by Brexit and those trade tensions between the US
but also
and
there's
China.
house prices falling here, construction is down, people aren't spending as much money, it would seem. Aren't they the headwinds that really could affect the economy and that surplus?
There is a cooling of the housing market, but what we don't want to see is the housing market to be hit with a new big tax, namely the plans to abolish negative gearing from our political opponents. So that's a real danger.
OK, then the other thing about this also is, would you say that the Australian economy, if it's back in surplus, is robust? Is it healthy? What sort of state is it in right now?
The fundamentals of the Australian economy are good, but the Prime Minister's absolutely right. We need to prepare for a winter day. We need to deal with these cold headwinds.
OK, so isn't the problem that you say, yes, there might be some issues around the place, but it's broadly healthy? Isn't that at odds with what the family listening here at home are saying? They're seeing tight wages, they're seeing falling house prices, they're seeing high electricity prices. So therefore, your view of the economy might be different to the view of the economy of people who are sitting here watching it at home.
Well, certainly the lived experience of Australians right across the country is of energy prices that are too high. And we also have seen the impact of the drought. But we've also seen record job creation, much lower than when we came to government, and that's an important point.
Your side of politics, does it have a female problem? Kelly O'Dwyer has quit. There's obviously issues in terms of other female representatives who are not there anymore. Is there a problem with women inside the coalition?
We want to see more women in our parliamentary party, but we've also got outstanding women in the team right now. We've got the first female.
The question is whether there's enough. That's the whole point.
Well, we want to see more. And actually at this election we've got a number of very strong female candidates in important seats that we must win.
All right, that you must win, and that's going to be the key going into the thing. I want to take your tennis career. Were you any good?
My ambitions were far greater than my talents, Roscoe.
OK, but you took a year off, didn't you? A gap year to have a crack at the satellite tour. What was that like?
It was great. Travelled the world, had a few losses, had a few wins. But the point is, I got to fulfil my dream. I didn't want to finish school, actually.
Is it true that you beat Mark Philippoussis in a doubles match? Is that right?
Yeah, we did, and went to a tie-break with Pat Rafter up in Queensland.
And did you beat him there?
No, he took the honours, but look,
So you were that good. In other words, you could actually be on the same court with these sort of fellows at that time of your life?
On the same court, but not necessarily winning.
No, that's right. OK, so I get that. So in terms of tennis, you also were an Oxford Blue twice. You played for Oxford University, travelled the world with them.
Yep.
So, so you've actually sort of played some reasonable tennis.
Well, now I eat for a living, as you know, Ross.
That's right. Were you a better treasurer or tennis player?
Well, I hope to be good at both.
All right, let's have a crack. Let's see how good he was. The treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, here on the People's Court. Have a bit of a go at this, Josh, shall we?
Okay.
Look at this. Here's a bit of action from last night. Oh, here we go. Whoop. Well, that's not me.
Ross.
That's not me. I'm not
bend the knees, Ross.
Come on, Josh. Oh, look at this. It's going well, isn't it? Oh, there's the treasurer going. Oh, look. Oh, there we go.
So you're going to teach Ash Barty a thing or two, Roscoe?
Well, I'm not going to teach Ash Barty anything except the cricket, I would have thought. But how about you, Josh? You reckon... Now, are you still any good as a seniors vets tennis player, Josh?
Well, try to get on the court a bit, but it's fantastic to see so many Australians come out to the Open. It's a really...
See, there you go. The treasurer, I've got to tell you, the treasurer, Josh Frydenberg. He's the treasurer and also a tennis player as well. Well done, Josh.
Thanks, Roscoe. See you.
Hard hitting in more ways than one. Well done.
How good seeing you both in shorts too, just quietly. Goodness me.
You reckon?
Is there a St John's ambulance around?
He did well.
They're in good form.
Good on you. Thank you, guys. All right, let's give away